Welcome back to SnowRunner, guys, and in this video, we are going to be having a look at a brand new truck from JohnHotRod and another addition to the Redline Creations lineup known as the Classic Crew. Now, the Classic Crew is, as you can tell, a console-friendly, fully debadged, and obviously it's got a couple of other elements in there as well that make it console-friendly, but a fully console-friendly Chevy Squarebody nonetheless. But there's a lot more under the skin that makes it not just a console-friendly Chevy Squarebody, as we're going to discover as we go through it in this video. Now, as we usually do, we're going to begin with the customization process and then move on to the driving after that. But right here, right when it spawns into the garage, you can see how incredibly detailed and how incredibly beautiful it already is. Like, for example, the shininess of the paint, the Dynatrack axle underneath. You can see the Fox steering stabilizer shock, and all the other details that come with this truck on the outside. They also get carried over onto the inside because the inside is absolutely beautiful. Now, the testing for this vehicle is going to be done on the map TNB Trails today, and if you want to try out that map for yourselves, it's actually on console pretty much for everybody. So let's go straight into the customization, and we begin with the stockish spec 405 horsepower engine. Then you move up to the Grocery Getter spec 556 horsepower engine, which is my personal favorite in terms of balance, but if you're going for a racing setup, I would definitely recommend doing the TrailRunner Supercharged spec, which is 800 horsepower. Now, for the purposes of this test, we're going to run the Grocery Getter spec for most of the test, and the gearbox, we have the low and slow experimental crawler trans, the stockish 6-speed, tow and haul 10-speed, and TrailRunner 6-speed. The TrailRunner 6-speed being my personal favorite once again. Now, suspension-wise, you have the King of the Hammers spec, which is a carryover from the other two much more highly modified trucks that JohnHotRod has recently released. And basically what King of the Hammers spec is it's the same as the TrailRunner spec, but with no suspension damage. So if you plan on running this thing out in the trails or using it in a really high-stress environment, I would definitely recommend running the King of the Hammers spec suspension. And of course, you also have your lifted and stock height tow and haul setup. So let's do the King of the Hammers spec suspension. And tires-wise, you start off with a 37-inch Baja TA as a possibility. Then you have a 38-inch Baja Claw, 38-inch Trepador, 37-inch Super Swamper TSL, 39-inch Bogger, 38-inch Creepy Crawler, 38-inch Pitbull Rocker, and then a 39-inch BFG Crawler, and then a 38-inch Thornbird, 38-inch IROC. Then the list goes up to 41-inch tires and repeats with the Baja TA once again. So for this test, we are going to be running also you have diffused tires, which are a kind of a replica, or not replica really, but a replacement for a chained or studded tire, as they have chained tire / studded tire performance in snow and ice. So for the purposes of this test, we're going to go with the Pitbull Rockers. And in terms of winches, we're going to stick with the TrailRunner spec. Diff lock is always on as we have it right now. And snorkel, we have the Super Trick Invisible Roll Cage Snorkel, which basically means you don't have to visually have the snorkel, but it has the ability to function as a snorkel without having it there visually on the truck. So visuals-wise, now we have tow and haul. We have the gooseneck hitch and the shorty tow hitch, which as you can see, when you're running the lifted suspensions that are not tow and haul spec, it really does compress them down. So that's why you'll want to have those tow and haul spec suspensions installed if you're going to be hauling with this thing. Now, bumpers wise, you have the chrome rear bumper and the license plate, which you can remove if you so desire, revealing sort of a crash beam behind the bumper. But if you want to stick with the more classic look, you certainly can do that. Now, body-wise, we have the stock hood, which is removable, and when I say removable, you can see the gorgeous supercharged LSA under the hood. It's absolutely beautiful, but we're going to put that back on for now. Now, rear cab molding, roof drip rails, and basically those are like, if you take those off, then you can see that they are obviously removed from the side of the truck, but I'm going to go ahead and put those back on. I'm going to keep everything that is basically everything that comes with this truck. I'm going to keep it on there in terms of the body customization because it all works and all looks really, really good. Off-road protection-wise, you have the classic bull bar guard. You also have the TrailRunner spec protection in the front, which comes with 2 D-rings and a winch, as well as some extra lights and a Baja-style bumper, which I do really, really like. And then the tire carrier, well, before we go into the tire carrier, You can do the, I don't know what that was, you could do the Trail Runner spec protection in the bed, and the thing about that is it's actually a carryover from the fully built, fully off-road spec version of the same truck, so if you want to run that, you can, and I think with that being said, I'm actually kind of going for a little bit more of a stock plus look here, so I might actually take that bumper off. Now, tire carrier-wise, you have a ton of options in the back for whatever wheel setup and tire setup you want to run, and then when it comes down to the wheels, you have AR Mojave beadlocks, you have Braid Wind Race beadlocks, KMC Machete beadlocks in silver, well, basically black with like a silver beadlock ring, and then gold, and then white. You can go back and forth between whatever combination of those you want, and then you also have a set of Method 101 beadlocks. Now, my personal favorite wheels on this truck are the KMC Machete beadlocks in gold, and then as far as the tire carrier goes, we're actually going to go ahead and do the KMC Machete beadlock gold in the back, and then we will throw a set of Pitbull rockers, well, I should say a Pitbull rocker spare in the back. I love how that looks, by the way. Absolutely love how it looks, especially right next to the rear-mounted radiator. Now, in terms of the color customizations, oh my god, there's so much in here, and they all are textured so well, and they're so glossy, so shiny. I mean, the red looks amazing, especially with the gold, but if you want to go blue, you can. If you want to go like yellow, you can. Orange, green, like bright green, blue. There's a bunch of different shades of blue, especially the light blue is really gorgeous. I haven't even been that far down in the color list yet, and I'm already coming across a bunch of colors that I want to run. Dude, I would have to own like 7 of these to have all the different configurations that I wanted. Holy smokes. And then you have solid colors as well that you can use. So if you'd rather go for a more solid color look, you totally can. You just have to scroll down in the list of paint jobs. And oh my god, I cannot get over how good this truck looks with basically every single color, right? Basically every single color looks perfect. And that's something that not every mod is gonna have like an entire spectrum of colors that is all shiny, all perfect. Oh my god, what a beautiful truck. Oh my god, what a beautiful truck. Let's fire it up. Takes a second, but once it roars to life, boy, does it roar to life. God, it looks so good. The shadows, the reflections, I mean, my god. And the crazy part is, this is console friendly. I mean, it's, you know, it's within all the requirements. It's within the space requirement. So at this point, really, like, all we can hope is that it passes the dev testing. Dude, look at that flex. That's amazing for a full size. That's awesome for a full size truck. And that's like super realistic too. I absolutely love that. Now, also, we cannot do any more testing without taking a look at the interior. Look at how detailed this is. You got, obviously, bench seats in the front and in the back, but you've got old school styled harnesses. You got fully textured door panels with window winders and a door handle. And not only that, you have a little lock button right there on the top of the door. You can see it on that side. You can't really see it on the driver's door. It's a little bit too close. Well, no, you can see it kind of right down there in the bottom. Yeah, that's not too bad. Now, the dash does not, like, move. The gauges don't move. I'll show you guys what I mean. So if I basically fire it up and rev the engine, the gauges don't move. But at the end of the day, I mean, everything else on this interior is freaking perfect. So even if you are a massive perfectionist, I encourage you to look past the gauges because, I mean, every other part of this truck is so incredibly beautiful. But enough talking. Let's go ahead and get it out on some trails and see what it's like to drive. Now, this is kind of a trail leading out of the garage, but it's not necessarily like super gnarly or anything like that. It's just a little bit bumpy and a little bit uneven. And the suspension is absolutely soaking it up beautifully. Like, it's literally soaking it up perfectly well. Now, let's see if we can do, I'm thinking we could either go straight or we could go left, but I kind of want to see, I don't know, I kind of want to see, you know what? Let's go left because there's some pretty gnarly trails a little bit further down the road. The one that you would have gone up by going straight does get pretty gnarly a little bit later on, but it takes a little while to build up. Now, if you have a lot of time, I definitely recommend taking that trail because it's a really entertaining trail and it really does warm you up to the dynamics of your vehicle before it throws anything crazy at you. Whereas I would kind of like to be thrown into the, you know, the crazy realm with this truck right off the bat because I really do want to see what its off-road capabilities are and what they're actually like. So up around this next corner, this next bend, there should be a pretty gnarly rock crawling trail. Now, obviously, if you were going to do this on a regular basis, the more built version would definitely be the one you'd want to go with, but the cool thing about this is very similar to the types of builds you would see at events like Full Size Invasion. Come on, you gonna make that corner? Yes, you are! Haven't damaged the bumper yet. Dude, look at it, like, battling its way up that hill. Oh, God, we would have just destroyed that door. All right, let's drive a little bit more realistically now. After realizing that a slight mistake... Oh, my, look at that wheel lift. The balance of this thing is actually pretty nuts. Like, the way the center of gravity works, holy smokes. Also, let me just, like... I just want to take in, for a moment here, how incredible that truck looks. Isn't that, like, just a beautiful setup? Like, I don't feel like there's anything that I would change visually about the way this thing looks. It really does look exactly the way I would want it to. Exactly the way I would want it to. I would drive the heck out of that in real life. Standard low actually works really, really well when you're going down these trails, too. It's a really nice gear range for this. And that flex is so realistic. I gotta... Oh. We about flipped over there. I had to give it a little bit of gas. But then again, it gave me some warning. It gave me some time to adjust. And it gave me some time to position the truck where I needed it to be so I could correct my weight distribution. And I gotta tell you, like, the fact that it tells you in advance what it's gonna do definitely puts it in that realm of really fun trucks to drive, and that are fun because of that realism level. I mean, God, look at it. The detail of it, though. The detail. And, like, just the way the thing looks. The way the thing looks, the way it goes down the trail, the way it moves, the way it sounds. I just want to see it do what it's going to do with the HUD off. I mean, is that not the coolest freaking view? Is that not the absolute coolest view, like, ever? I mean, I know that we obviously don't really have the ability to change gear right now, but we got it locked in standard low, so I don't really think we have much to worry about as long as we don't have to back up. God, those Dynatrack axles are so good looking as well. Let's make this turn. The turning radius for a fairly long wheelbase truck with lockers front and rear is actually not that bad. I gotta admit, actually, I really like the wheelbase out here on the trail. And if you drive it realistically, you won't be getting hung up all the time. Oh my God, it's just such a beautiful setup. Come on, there you go. Ooh. See, look at that. That's where that balance comes back into play again. It is so well balanced. God, I love that. This part of the trail is pretty wild. You have to negotiate this very specifically, otherwise you will flip over the edge. Easy, nice and slow. Oh, no. You know, for a rollover situation, that's probably about as good as it could have gotten because, like, look how close we were without, like, actually tumbling over the edge. Can my winch reach that? Yes. Why did my quick winch not reach that? That's freaking weird. I don't know why my quick winch wouldn't reach that. But yeah, you have to be so careful right there because it will basically flip you in every single vehicle you bring through there unless you really get the line perfect. You have to get that line absolutely perfect for it to work. And if you do, you're fine. But if you don't, you're gonna flop. Oh no! Yep, that was... Oh, what a catch. Oh, what a catch. Oh my God, what a catch. Okay. I'm going back into low plus. I'm just gonna, like, put some power into it and go. Oh, I want to get out of that spot. I want to get out of that spot as quickly as humanly possible. Like, I don't want to be right there any longer than I absolutely have to because, yeah, this thing was not having a good time right there. It was not having a good time right there whatsoever. But, man, I don't think there's a more, like, beautiful way that I could be going through these trails right now, like, in terms of absolutely gorgeous textures and just, like, honestly, on-screen presence, you know? Like, presence in the game world. It's just, like, it's imposing, but also inviting at the same time. Oh my God. Okay, yeah, I would have completely taken out the rocker right there. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Uh-oh. Oh, I can't pull the winch? Are you serious? Bruh, what? with my HUD off, I can't pull the winch. What the heck? Okay. That's a little disappointing. I wanted to have some, like, really nice, like, picturesque rock crawling without the HUD being on, and it was like, nope, you need your HUD in order to use the winch pull function. Like, alrighty then, bud. Man, you could spend hours out here doing this. I could spend hours out here doing this. That's the thing. I mean, and when you go at a pace like this, it really gives you the time to not only take in the vehicle, but take in the complexity of the trails as well. Ease it on up. Bro, it just does so well. And the grip is perfectly balanced to the rocks. Yep, forgot about that. All right, I'm leaving the HUD on for now because I'm like, I just don't want to get, like, stuck in another situation where I try to ninja winch and the game is like, nope, you can't do that. Why? Because you have the HUD off. Oof. There you go. Make your way up through there. Give her some wheel speed. What a rig. What an absolutely incredible rig. You know, this thing is going to be one of those rigs where if it comes to console, bro, like, if this thing gets approved for console, y'all absolutely need to throw this thing in your garage. Absolutely, you need to put this thing in your garage. You will not regret it, and you will absolutely enjoy the crap out of it. And if you have the game on PC, dude, go into the description box down below and check this thing out on mod.io. You will not be disappointed. Now, if you guys enjoyed this look at this truck, make sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time.